Alright, in this video, I want to take a step back and kind of review everything that we've gotten, all the info revealed yesterday, I guess would be when I'm uploading this. I'm recording it the same day, just took a shower, and I'm like, this will be a good time to do it. So I am getting a new camera, so, for the people wanting higher quality, now I'll be able to actually zoom in fully so that it doesn't look like shit, which is great. And probably one of the next times you'll see me with face cam on, I'll have blonde streaks in my hair. So say goodbye to the... Now it's more brown, but it was black. It was black, but it's kind of going away. My natural hair is brown. And we're going to talk about everything. And I'm going to kind of, I guess, convince you in a way, but I'm just going to talk about why I think this is a really good update. We're going to break everything down and also the biggest points. Now, right now, let me know down below what you think of this update. I want to hear everything, the good and the bad. Do you like another Gojo? Do you think Gojo's cool? Do you like the Shoko? Do you think we're getting a part 3? Do you like the content? Do you like the rewards? Do you like the new things they added? Anything. I want to hear everything down below. Next up, I just want to say real quick, I'm going to be streaming. So on the stream, I already said this in my last video, if we hit 100 likes, I'm going to be giving away 3 accounts instead of 2. So you guys are going to have a higher chance to actually get an account for Honored One and also for Shoko, and probably a Ghetto. We'll have to see, but it should also be a Ghetto. And I do think this is a very good time to start, especially with the standard banner update. You'll be in a pretty decent spot. So go down below, like the stream, and hopefully I'll see you there. I really hope I will. I mean, it's going to be a fun stream, so, that's going to be fire. We're going to use the fan Discord, which I think is a great place to interact with me if you want to talk to me, because I am in the JP chat and the tier list chat a lot. And also, just to see the news, because it's rather quick. Either this or the Twitter account, but I'd recommend, if you're not using Twitter, to stay the fuck off of Twitter. So, we're going to talk about everything, and we're going to start with the units. Now, the more time that passes, the more excited I get for these units. And I realized Shoko is like the best color imaginable. I didn't really think of it, but if we think of it, red, right? Red was in a good spot in terms of buffers and everything. I mean, there's Domain Gojo, to be fair, right? Then for blue, for blue, the thing is there's Sukuna, but they have very solid units like Momo and also Ghetto. Like for mono blue, they're fine. Blue is in a good spot. Now, the thing is, I was saying blue Shoko as a universal buffer, and I'm like, if they're not doing 2 green units, but they did 2 green units, so is what it is. Green is actually good, because if you see here, besides Ghetto and Megumi, like they're both stat debuffers, but there's nothing else, right? There's nothing else. And I think this is great, because like for red, right, for red, the thing is, Domain Gojo is so overwhelmingly good that it's like he could be the only SSR, and there's also Mai, to be fair. Blue has like stat debuff and also damage buff, but green only had stat debuff. So I think giving a green buffer, I don't know about you guys, I think it's really good personally, and I'm happy we are staying away from yellow. Now for Gojo, I think the argument that like, oh, a 5th Gojo like is fair. Now at first I was like, okay, but there's 4 SSR Yujis, 3 SSR Nobaras, 3 SSR Megumis. Like, of course, like, I'm a bit used to Dokkan where, like, there's a lot of Gokus, right? A lot of Gojitas, Vegetos for the hype moments. However, when I see it in the lens that on Global, there's going to be 5 Gojos in a year, it's a bit crazy, right? And it's possible that it's 6 if they make one for second Annie. So, to me, I actually am a bit sad for that. I wish it would stretch out longer, because, like, next year, the year after, there's probably going to be, like, barely any Gojos. But at the same time, I'm fine with it because he's so sick, guys. I'm sorry, guys. I'm sorry. He's sick. He's sick. He is sick. And the thing is, people are like, oh, Gojo's the only meta unit. No. No, actually, that is completely wrong. For blue, you are not using Gojo at all. For green, you could clear tower without using Gojo. For red, Domain Gojo. Okay, And then for yellow, Zonji, right? All those 4... only one Gojo has been relevant, right? So I think giving another one is fine, in my opinion. Also because he's just... peak, right? It's peak. It is peak. So, this Gojo is probably my favorite Gojo, and they did him very well. He has 2 cut-in animations. His skill 3 has the other pose, right? I think it's this without the yellow sunshine background, right? So, it's good. I'm happy with it. Now, I don't know if you guys play Dokkan, but for the 10th year, they gave Tech Vegito and Super Tech Vegito, or Super Vegito Tech, right? He is very similar to this Gojo. Also, they're both green, which is pretty funny, because Vegito's damage would come from counters. And they could easily, very easily make it to where this Gojo, his damage on counters is like going to be ridiculous. If his counter is 300 or 400% of his Jujutsu, immediately, like, he's going to be broken. It's very possible he could do multiple counters in a turn. we haven't seen it because I think in the video it was not 2 melee attacks, but he did get attacked twice. I could be wrong, but I haven't like fucking checked every single second of it. But I do think he might get multiple counters in a turn, and those counters, from what we've seen, like Mecha Mario, I think he's done up to 500 to 1 million on his counters, and considering Gojo's self buffs for stats up to 210% and buffs his damage increase, this might do like up to 3 to 5 million. That's my current guess. That is my estimate right now. So just imagine like 3 to 5 million counters. He nullifies damage and then he counters. That's on top of his ult. So if his ult is in the range of 1600 to 2000% Jujutsu, he does have the potential to be number 1 if his counter damage is high enough and if his damage buffs are high enough. He is a very intricate kit, and I'm realizing someone mentioned this on Twitter that it's actually a really detailed kit, and I didn't even think of it, but yeah, because usually Gojo's is buff, 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 ult. Buff, 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 ult. Buff, 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 ult, right? And then this domain Gojo was, you get your ult, you do damage. You get your ult, you do damage. But this, it's, okay, there's counters, you have to go in your state, you have to use your ult, and then also maybe throw in some skill 1s and some skill 3s, right? Some skill 2s. So it's going to be a very varied kit, which I think is good. Like, this is the first Gojo that I think is actually intricate, and they're doing this a lot more. Mei was a bit boring, but besides that, Blue Maki, Ino, right? Zonji, and now Tinjo. Very fucking cool. Very fucking cool. Now, Shoko, she's probably going to be the number 2 support in the game, and I'm getting a call, I think. So she's probably the number 2 support. I think she's over Degumi. Now, one thing to consider is that units now, most of the DPSs are actually getting more of these multiplicative buffs in the way that, for example, Honored 1 Gojo doesn't need a damage support because he gives himself damage buffs. Now, it depends, because if Gojo doesn't give like an insane amount of damage support, he might still need Degumi. But as of right now, you don't need damage supporters for a lot of these units, right? Mei gives herself stat buffs and damage buffs, right? Ino, same shit, unless I'm mistaken. Right? He gives himself Jujutsu and damage, right? So that's the thing. These units are starting to get multiple ways. So Domain Gojo and Degumi's value slightly like plummets a bit. It's not going super low, but because these units have less of a need for damage supports, it's good because damage buffs and damage debuffs are counted together as additive, where buff stats and debuff stats are multiplicative against each other. So you only need one buffer or debuffer for damage, but you do need a stat buffer and a stat debuffer. So that's the thing. If you're able to get your buffs already, it's not needed to have someone like Degumi. And I think that lets Shoko kind of get a bit of value in the way that these units are starting to be more varied in the buffs they do. And then she's just really good. She's going to have a continuous heal, which is going to be busted. Okay, it's going to be busted, and I cannot wait because her heal is going to be from like 6,000 to 8,000 every single turn. And if it's based off of Jujutsu, well, the thing is, if she buffs her Jujutsu, so it's going to get really high. And her ult, it gives stat buffs, so it gives Jujutsu and Taijutsu buffs. And then it's healing for either 2 or 3 turns in a row for 6 to 8k. And then she has a heal, and then her skill 1 gives extra CE, and she has really good buff stats. I think it's up to 190% or 195. I forgot the exact amount. I think it says it later. 195. So it's going to be good. It's going to be very good. Very, very good. This Shoko is looking amazing. And of course, she also has a stealth status, which means she cannot be targeted, which lets Gojo be targeted more, and he wants to counter. So it's even better because his counters are going to be pumping out damage. So very good units, both in unison. Now, talking about Ghetto, I think Ghetto is coming. There was a hint that Ghetto would come. I'm going to talk about this in another video. I want to make a separate video for it. But yes, it does seem like Ghetto will be coming, and he's probably going to be red. The consensus is red because we need a red unit. I will consider this anniversary an L if there is no Ghetto, because only green getting buffed when red needs help too is ass. Because to clear red, there was a red clear where you could clear with max dupe Nobara, dupe 1 Yuta, and dupe 1 Domain Gojo. But that's still a lot, especially for low spenders. So I would like a Ghetto to facilitate it, because I'm sure even to do it with those dupe ones, you still have to be playing rather perfectly, which I think is fair. But at the same time, you're still having to play perfectly with those dupes. So why not just facilitate it? Give us a Ghetto, make it easy, right? So that's my thoughts on it. But unit overall, I'm very happy with Gojo and his kit from what we know so far. I'm extremely happy with Shoko. We have her full kit essentially, right? Skill 3 heal, ult, she has a conceal. Her skill 2 is a buff, gives up to 195% stats. Skill 1 gives 5% energy. That's basically it, right? So huge. I'm very happy with her. And Gojo has like the best animation and ult in the game. So yeah, he's gonna get a 210% Jujutsu buff and then also some damage buffs, which means he has all the multiplicative buffs as long as Teen Ghetto's there. Him and Teen Ghetto, and this, like just those two, He has all the multiplicative buffs. Insane. Also, the arts are really good. I love the arts in this game. One of the main reasons I play this is because of the arts. So seeing arts to this caliber is insane. They're all really good. I don't know where the other ones are, but is what it is. Now, the dates and times are in the in the Discord, so you can actually check that out. We'll check it out at the end of the video. But Gojo's coming out, and yeah, we are, of course, going to be streaming it. I thought I had it open. We're going to be streaming it, so I hope to see you guys there. Link down below, of course. And we're going to be streaming Shoko because I'm very excited for her. I want to see how her kit works. Even if we know the most part already, there might be some intricacies that are like added above what we know at this point in time. So that's going to be great. And also, we don't know what her rec bit does. Maybe it's going to be insanely good for her, and that's going to be fire. Now, the rerun makes no sense. I don't really get it because it's going to be on standard banner now. They're adding it on standard, but there is 10 free pulls. So if you manage to get Gojo, Ghetto, or Toji for the free, I mean, that's a free dupe. That's huge. But at the same time, I just wish these 10 pulls was for one of the main banners. I'm not a big fan of only getting 10 tickets for anniversary banners, especially when they're both limited now, and we're probably getting a part 3 limited, which means 3 limiteds in a row again. And that's fine. I don't mind the limiteds. Just maybe give us a bit more currency because there's no tower floor, so we're losing out on that, but we're getting some in other ways. So it's like kind of iffy, but to be fair, these banners go until July. So we have a lot of time for these banners. I think more than First Annie. Now, someone was like, why are you mad at the 10 free tickets? I just don't see these tickets as being useful when we could get it off of standard, especially for dupes. You could get the dupes in the exchange shop once you have them. And I would rather, like, this takes away from something else. That's the thing. Especially in these gachas, they're never giving anything for free. They're never giving anything without a trade-off for something else. And I would have just rathered if Shoko or someone else got another 10 free pulls, right? That's my opinion. I'm not gonna just fucking like love everything this game does. I'm going to be straight in my opinion of it, and I don't think comparing it to other games is fair. We compare it to JJK, and I feel like we've had better before, so that's my opinion of it. Like 10 tickets, it's like they're showing this as if it's something new. It isn't. Like, this is something we always get, so it's like I do not give a fuck. I don't. I just don't. So, is what it is. Now, the 3,000 cubes, also, it's funny. Like, it's great. It is great. I'm actually very happy because I'll be rather set. Like, I'm at 29K, sorry. There's going to be a $30 pack for 2 multis, which is going to be huge. I'm going to get that. So, I'll be at 35K. This is going to put me at 38K. And then we're going to get 2 multis. So, I'm going to be able to pity Honored 1 day 1 for like $30, which is pretty fucking good. Not even counting other packs. Now, the standard banner update is really good. People were sad that my Inumaki weren't there, Green Megumi and Nobara. Now, I don't have Green Megumi or Blue Inumaki, and I do want them. However, this update is all I wanted, if we're being real. I'm going to take the Tinjo dupes because I can't dupe Zonji, so I'm going to go into Tinjo. I might get a dupe of Ghetto because I think one dupe's going to help him greatly, especially with Honored 1. Now, besides that, I think the big winners is Gakuganji to Miwa. Like, these 4 units are the biggest additions. Gakuganji, if you don't have JJK 0 Ghetto, I just made a video on that. If you don't have JJK 0 Ghetto, is the replacement and amazing. Yaga, amazing for yellow and pretty much needed for the new floors. Saki is probably the biggest winner out of these floors and is basically a necessity to really clear easily for the floors after 61. And I'm very happy she's coming. She is fucking incredible. And Miwa actually was the carry for me for 66. So these 4 units, be very happy they're here. So it's basically like there's 7 out of the 9 units that are very good. Now this rec bits actually is what got me through with a yellow Mechamaru, so that's good. Now I don't really remember the other ones. I mean, there's not any that seems super crazy, but I could be wrong. Let me know if I'm like not thinking of anything, but yeah. Now the 300 pulls is huge because they have these standard banner units, so I have another 100 chances to get Saki. Now something interesting is that before they gave 100 free standard tickets, where now they're giving 100 free pulls through this, which I think is fine because you just log in and you do it. So it's a different incentive, but I think it works out to the same because I'm like, oh wait, we don't have the 100 free tickets that we got for the first half Annie, but it's like, no, they just reinstituted it as this 100 free pulls, right? So I think that's fine. It works out to be the same in my eyes, so I don't think there's any problems with that. The only thing is you can't save it, right? You can't save it, but to be fair, you were going to summon on this anyway, because who the fuck has Green Saki, Miwa, Yaga, Gakuganji, and everyone here, right? So I think it's fine. I guess you could say it's a bit scummy because they don't let you save it if you wanted to save for the next standard update, but I think it doesn't really matter in my opinion. Now, Event Marathon, that's more cubes. I'll take it. The SSR ticket's going to be huge now, and the Chaos Crystal we always take. Now, Curse Corpse Walk updated is pretty big. I mean, that's more AP for you guys to get, so I'm very happy. Now player rank increase, I don't give a fuck, whatever. The paid banners, I don't think you should summon on because you can't select. The non-selective banners are kind of ass, and for me personally, the chance for me getting something good is literally these two, Inumaki and Megumi. That's the only two units I could use, so it's not that good for me. I'm not going to be summoning. Now the thing is, I don't know why they're reselling Zonji skin. I think that giving it for free would have been nice. I just like, I mean, if they have to make their money, make their money, but I still think that it was a bit scummy. However, there's still going to be 3,000 cubes in this pack, so it's not the end of the world. However, I do think it could have just been for free. I don't know. I just think it was a bit weird. Now, this is huge. You get one free pull a day. I don't know. It's probably on standard, but if it's feature, this becomes insane value, but it's probably standard. Now, you get 2 AP refreshes a day, so that's an extra 60 AP refreshes. Fucking phenomenal. I'm going to make absolute use of this. This is for the sweep battles, so I think you get refreshes every week in sweep, which is huge. And then you're able to get boosted amounts of JP and orbs. So all of these things are really good. And I think the value I saw is like for $6, like for the 610 yen, which is less than $10, you're getting 15,000 cubes worth of currency, right? Because you get the 550, but then you get a free pull, which in total would be technically 3,000, 3,000 cubes. Yeah, 9,000 cubes worth there. But of course, if it's standard, it doesn't really matter. You get 2 free AP refreshes, which, how much are AP refreshes? Not that. While it's loading. Okay, so it's, I forgot how much it is. 80. So that's 160 technically every single day. And then this I think is up to like 200. And then obviously extra boosted amounts is huge. So this is really good. If you're a spending player, you could spend $10 and get a lot of value from the 2 monthly packs they have now. So it says 1 free gacha chance per day, which is to me on standard, but I'm not sure. We'll have to see. Maybe it's a special banner. We'll see. And then there's going to be a web shop. Oh, you could get this 2 times. It says 2 times here, but I don't know what exactly it means. But you're able to get 6K for the price of 3K, which is huge. And then you get a code for the SSR ticket, I think, by going on the web shop. So a free SSR ticket's huge. Now, this is the big stuff. This is honestly something I really like. This is permanent extra currency moving forward because starting June, I think end June, they're basically going to be adding reruns to the old story events and I guess map events, but it seems only story events for now. These 3 are story events. So basically you're gonna be able to play it again and it's gonna give you new stuff. Now, even if you've already done it, you're gonna be able to play it again. And how we know is because of this. The frame is new, which means all this stuff here is gonna be stuff we could get. Now, it doesn't seem like it's gonna be much more cubes, but it's still very good. I honestly think this is decent. So we'll have to see. I will say, like, besides that, there's not much. This is nice. I mean, the Illusory Realm is huge because we know in June and in July, there's gonna be a new Illusory Realm because in July they're having a new Phantom Metal unit, which seems to be Dagon because there's gonna be a new, it seems, Shibuya story update. So that means 2 new months with new content, which means May we get the Sweep Battle update, which I don't think they put it, but we get the Sweep Battle update in May. We get the Illusory Realm Toji in June. We get the Dagon Illusory Realm in July. And then we could probably get more tower floors in August or another game mode. So overall, in terms of content, that's really good moving forward. And on global, that means every 2 weeks you're going to be getting new content for like moving onwards from like the tower floor 80 update, right? It's going to be really, really good. So honestly, JP is looking to be very nice. I'm very happy. Now, for right now, this is how it's looking. So we know the maintenance time ends 9 p.m. EST on Tuesday. And it's going to include standard banner update, 100 free pulls, AP campaign, which is going to be, there's basically, I think it's the 3 refreshes a day, which is huge. So basically, with the monthly pass, you're going to get 5 AP refreshes a day. Insane. And then dispatch level, or I guess it's the cursed corpse thingy. Now, Gojo release time is 2 a.m. EST on the 21st. We are live. Then Shoko's May 30th, 2 a.m. EST. And then the hidden inventory reruns the same day. Now, Zonji's banner, the paid banner, and the monthly pack bonus is either going to be on maintenance when it ends or Gojo. No clue which one, but overall very good. So I will say for anniversary, like they revealed technically 3 new pieces of content. The sweep in May, which is on the 26th, I think. We got the Illusory Realm in June and July, so that's huge. We know 3 new pieces of content already. More to come probably. Gojo's looking very good. Overall, he seems to be the #1 unit in DPS, not #1 unit, but #1 DPS, but he might be beat by Sukuna. However, Sukuna is already gapping the game, gapping the DPS still, right? He probably does, I think, like in max potential, like about 10 to 20 million more than anyone else. So if Gojo is even around Sukuna levels, I'll be very fucking happy. But my guess is he will. Just like from what we know right now, he definitely will. And Shoko, I'm very happy. So overall, both of these units are very good. The content is looking very good. And the reward increase with this, like where they could just add this every month, depending on how much it is, could be fucking phenomenal. So I'm really happy. Overall, really good update. Let me know what you think. But I will say, there's nothing I'm really mad about besides no tower coming. But besides that, like, just to take time to really break everything down and give you my full thoughts, I'm very happy with this. And I hope JJK continues to cook because I do want it to do well. It's just that they fuck themselves over a lot of the time, especially on global. So I'm just happy that they're cooking. Thank you guys for watching. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.